Friends, let us talk about our rivers. Our great rivers like the Ganga, Yamuna, Godavari, Krishna. We call them our mothers. They give us life. They have nourished our civilization for thousands of years. But today we are letting this lifeblood go to waste. Every monsoon our rivers swell with pure fresh water. This is a gift from nature. What do we do with this precious gift? We watch silently as trillions of liters journey to the coast. They merge with the vast, salty sea. Once mixed, the water becomes saline and unusable. For drinking, for farming, it is lost to us forever. This is a tragedy every single day. We see the loss, yet feel helpless. It becomes a river of tears for those with dry taps and barren fields. It is time to change perspective and stop this colossal waste. What if I told you there is a solution? Simple, smart, affordable, no massive budgets, no complex technology. River water harvesting. Recharge wells. Think of it like this. Rivers racing to the sea. We ask them to slow down and deposit their wealth with us. Digging deep holes, recharge wells, along the banks of rivers and streams. Wells act like straws, guiding excess surface water deep underground, like a bank deposit, depositing pure life-giving water into nature's underground bank. This idea is not new. Ancestral wisdom used for centuries. Johannes Biolis tanks, same principle, but scaled along river systems. Divert monsoon flows into recharge wells. Water seeps into underground aquifers. Aquifers, vast subterranean reservoirs of rock and sand, stored safely beneath our feet, safe from evaporation and pollution, working with nature, not against it. When we start channeling river water underground, something magical begins to happen. The primary and most important effect is the rise in the groundwater table. Think of the ground beneath us as a giant sponge. For years, we have been squeezing this sponge dry by pulling out more water than we put back in. By sending river water into recharge wells, we are helping this giant sponge soak up water again. The empty spaces underground, the aquifers, begin to fill up. Slowly but surely, the water level starts to rise, bringing it closer to the surface. For our farmers, it is a miracle. Wells that were dry for years start to have water again, not just for a few months, but all year round. This means a farmer is no longer dependent only on the monsoon. He can now sow a second crop, maybe even a third. His income can double, or even triple. His farm, once brown and barren in the summer, can now be green and productive. This also brings down the cost of farming as he no longer needs to spend a fortune on electricity or diesel to pump water. Our homes and villages get a reliable supply of drinking water. The hand pumps that had stopped working spring back to life. Women and girls, who often bear the burden of fetching water from distant sources, are freed from this daily drudgery. This is not just a theory, it is a proven success. Internationally, this idea has been implemented with great success. These examples from India and around the world all tell us the same thing. Storing water underground is a smart, effective, and sustainable strategy. The evidence is clear. The solution is simple. The time to act is now. We cannot afford to wait for governments to do everything. This is a movement that can and must be driven by the people. Every single one of us has a role to play. Community groups, non-governmental organizations, corporations. We can adopt a stretch of a river. We can adopt a small stream. We can pool our resources to build recharge wells. We can show the way. Imagine if every village along a river took responsibility for its own water security. Imagine if farmers' collectives worked together to recharge the aquifers that feed their wells. Imagine if companies, as part of CSR, invested in creating these water banks where they operate. By recharging groundwater, we are not just solving a water problem, we are creating wealth. Empowering farmers, creating jobs, building resilient communities. The government can play the role of a facilitator, simplify permissions, provide technical guidance, but the real energy, the real action, must come from us, the people. We need to start a national conversation about this. Use every platform available to spread this simple idea. Save river water, recharge India. Let this day be a day of resolve. Let us pledge that we will not let our rivers cry themselves into the sea anymore. This is not a dream. It is a reality waiting to be created by our own hands.